Welcome my freckled friends, this is Jamie, and in today's video I'm going to take a look at some of the making films, well all of the making films from the Mixtape dominATE album. So Burnin, Tires, Truman, Escape, and Cinema. I haven't done making films in a while. I used to do them for every title track, but at some point I kind of stopped. I think it's because I got so behind, in which I am still like kind of behind on these because I think the first one came out almost 2 weeks ago. But yeah, I still kind of wanted to see kind of the dynamics of each of the duos, and I loved every single one of these music videos, so I'm interested to see kind of how it was done. Yeah, I think I've said before, growing up I was a big fan of seeing like behind the scenes featurettes and stuff like that that always came on like the second disc of a DVD. So I've always enjoyed seeing how things are made. And the kind of the process, I think in the back of my head, I felt like I would at some point be some kind of crew member in some way. I don't exactly know the specific job. I don't even know that I had an idea in my head of a specific job that I would have wanted. But I think growing up, that was like a bit of a dream job, was to be somebody in a crew of like a movie or a TV show, music videos, something like that. So I do really enjoy these, so I kind of want to get back to reacting to them, or at least watching them on my own time. So I figured we could do that all together. These are anywhere from like 8 to 12 minutes each, so we're gonna do all 4 of them in the same video. Y'all know I'm not all about doing stuff in separate videos. Just because I'm like, then I've got to record 4 separate videos, and then I gotta edit 4 separate videos, and then post 4 separate videos. So we're gonna do that all together. Oh right, I forgot. Seungmin did a cover of Birds of a Feather. I have that on my list of videos to react to. I'll have to do that as well this week. I'm on spring break this week. Making films for Burnin, Tires, Truman, Escape, and Cinema. So let's start with Burnin, Tires. With these making films, I tend to like to just let them go. And not pause a whole lot with them. I might end up talking over some things. I'll try not to, and if it seems like there's a lot of talking while I'm talking, I'll pause it. But just so you know. He's fitting in such a tiny little cart. Ah.
햇빛이 저한테 바로 오고 있어요. 가려주실래요? 할게요, 여기요? 뭐 저보다는 아니지만 아직 그래도 많이 들은 것 같아요. 가르친 보람이 있네요. 얘니 연기 못 봤어요. 제 연기만 보느라고. 그러니까 제 연기만 이제 보였던 거죠. 재밌네요.
It looks cold.
할 때마다 아이님이 창빈님 스타일 맡아서 맨날 날 때 너 창빈이 아니다.
학교 열심히 하라 했잖아 이거. 맨날 상처만 한다고 막.
Can't skip leg day.
좋은 일 했는데. 혼자 해봐야지.
이니와 창빈이가 함께하는 곡의 뮤직비디오 현장입니다. 끊임없이 달리는 그런 내용을 담은 타이어에 불이 나고 달리는 그런 내용입니다. 저희의 열정을 엿볼 수 있으며 저랑 이니의 막펑크적인 그런
Poor guy who kept having to be pushed over.
되게 신나고이고 후렴구가 마라바바마만 이렇게 이 부분이 되게 꽂혀서 많은 분들이 쉽게 따라 부를 수 있을 것 같아서 그래서 콘서트 때 너무 기대가 돼요. 많은 분들이 쉽게 다 같이 따라 불러주는 그 순간이 너무 기대가 되기 때문에 설레네요. 오늘 뮤직비디오 이제 시작이지만 좀 기나긴 촬영이 될 것 같은데 춥지만 이 노래곡처럼 뜨겁게 한번 이해가 파이팅해서 달려보겠습니다. 파이팅.
처음 인터뷰 나오고 있어요.
네.
다 제가 저희가 좀 새로운 스타일을 도전해보자 싶어가지고 둘이서 잘 어울릴 수 있는 그런 귀여운 악동 같은 노래를 한번 만들어 봤습니다. 네, 저도 창빈이 형이랑 창빈이 형 많이 도와준 덕분에 좋은 곡이 나올 수 있었던 것 같습니다.
It's so funny because music videos, sorry, I know I said I wasn't gonna pause. Music videos along with like photo shoots always seem so awkward while you're doing it, but then the result, the end result is always so cool and like beautiful. If it's a photo shoot, it's like beautiful, but and like music videos are so cool and so awesome, but it's like you see the process and it's just like so awkward, like doing weird things over and over and over and over again, hoping to get like the best take. It's just it's funny. You end up having like moments of awkwardness in order to get like a really cool end result.
첫 스팟이 끝났습니다.
와,
민씨 어떠셨나요?
뭐 계속 이제
네.
제가 이제 계속 이제 창민이 형을 쨘까버리는 그런 장면만 이제 나왔는데
제가 자꾸 붙여줍니다.
제가 이제 쨘까버리는 장면 나왔는데
왕눈의 스피드가 또 안 나오네요, 제가. 네.
You're a little bit bulkier, it's alright.
이제 또 제가 이제 제까지 시간이지 않을까 싶습니다. 오케이,
다음 스팟으로 갑니다. 이동 점프 하나, 둘, 이거 천천히 해주실 거야. 하나, 둘, 셋, 이동! 아유, 오케이.
We just wanted to make them joke. So pensive.
소리도 써야 되죠.
That's the right word, right? All of a sudden, I was like, I don't think that's the right word. It is.
과묵한데 빵 아니었어요. 프레첼 과자였어요. 과자가 빵이랑 친구인가요? 친구는 아니고 먼 친척 사이도 너무 똑같은 밀가루니까.
아니면, 인형.
시선은 앞뒤에 미리 장난이 지디게 일단 가는 거야 타이어 파이 Now they're all on track with a 타이어 수많은 뷰 좀 피부는 고파 타이어 쉐이크 멋도 올라가는 두발 파이어 살력에 불이 붙어든다고 탄력 불 맞아 더 벌려 두팔 이거 내 팔부터
네, 컷! 오케이, 하겠습니다.
오늘 처음으로 오토바이를 타봤어요. 다니엘이 아니라 빵이얼이에요. 네. 또 PD가 새로운 별명을 만들어줬는데요. 다니엘이 아니라 빵희열. 살력에 불이 붙어든다고 탄력 불 맞아 더 벌려 두팔 이거 내 팔부터 나게
하나, 둘, 셋, 찰칵! 하나, 둘, 셋, 찰칵!
이거 있어? 뭐야? 야, 진짜 대박이다. 너무 감동이다. 처음이에요. 진짜 완전 처음이에요. 너무 감동이잖아. 하세요. 하지 마세요. 제가 미치겠다. 정말 감사하고 제가 이런 거 처음 받아봐가지고 너무 감동받았습니다. 진짜 맛있게 잘 먹겠습니다. 고마워요. 진짜 감사합니다.
So cold.
못해가지고 또 우리를 위해서 또 이렇게 뮤직비디오를 또 이렇게 또 이렇게 먹을 걸로 못해가.
Lions were in too much. No, I've said this before. I think especially about ATs, I don't like when it's too many layers.
스타일도 됐고요. 그리고 핑크의 포인트도
And I'm like, that's too many colors.
한살 생겼어.
모습이 많이 바뀌었네요.
그러게요.
예시 완전 화이트인데요.
저는 핑크예요.
핑크가 포인트라면 저는 흰색의 커피가 포인트입니다.
레오파드.
분무 아주 멋있게 잘 나오고 있고요.
네.
신나게 노는 게 이게 포인트이기 때문에 그 포인트를 잘 살려서 제가 놀아보겠습니다. 그러니까 노는 거 방해하지 마세요. 이니와 래핑 잘했습니다. 이런데 승자는 아직 가려지지 않았어요. 무승부로 하고 이 다음 이제 폐 업무가 있는데 그때 화해를 한 느낌 보다가 무승부니까 이제 이제 우열을 가리지 않을까 싶네요. 락싱은 꼭 한번 넣어보고 싶었어요. 왜냐면 제가 옛날에 투어 때 프리스타일로 락킹을 좀 했었는데 그때 팬분들이 많이 좋아해 주셨는데 화려하게 락킹을 또 하면 보는데 되게 재미를 유발할 수 있을 거라고 생각해서 이걸 뮤직비디오에 담으려고 좀 일찍부터 연습을 했습니다.
오이 저는 땀을 찍다니. 이거 봐. 벌써부터 목만 찍고 있잖아요, 지금.
She said, oh.
찍지 마요. 이런 거만 찍지 마요.
I think maybe I need to go back and watch the music video again. I'm not remembering like every single one of these scenes.
저 태권도 안 했거든요.
이 빵이 귀여운데.
땀이 귀여우면 안 돼.
땀을 묻혀서? 어디 귀여워요?
I was like, I knew it was coming. His smile.
주먹 우리 엄마도 피하겠다. 이거.
Don't insult your mama like that.
한번 저거 다 피하거든요. 네, 여러분들 인사드리겠습니다. 인사드립니다. 하나, 둘, 셋.
대박, 감사합니다. 잘 기렸습니다. 고맙습니다.
Cool. That was fun. You know, I was just thinking of when he was taking pictures, when Ian was taking pictures of himself with the stuff from the food truck. I was just thinking about selfies in general and how weird selfies are. I feel like especially how they're used now, it's basically just like a picture of your face and that's it. Used to, I feel like pictures would be taken if like you were in front of something cool or something that you like had never seen before, or if you're on vacation, on a field trip, on stuff like that, or if you like it would be taken of you if it's like your wedding or a prom or some kind of dance, something that you got dressed up for or looked different for, you know. And now I feel like people just take pictures of themselves and just their face like on any given day, you know. And I'm like, I guess maybe I'm like aging myself a little bit, and maybe I'm seeming old. Like me sitting right here, just taking a picture of myself. I just like literally just have a white background. And I mean, I look okay today, but otherwise, I just don't know. I don't know. Whenever I take a selfie, it's always if I'm like in front of something. Like when I was at Disney, and I would be like, oh, I want to take a let me take a picture of me with the castle, or me with, you know, the tree of life, or let me take a picture of me with this thing, you know. It's always like me with something. I never feel the need to take a, or if, okay, here's when I might take a picture of me with nothing special, is if like the lighting is really good, you know. If I'm like outside, maybe it's like golden hour, or if there's like a really cool shadow that's falling across my face that I think gives like a cool effect, you know, I might take a selfie in that case. I was just thinking about the nature of selfies. Like, why, you know? Like some of those I kind of got because he was taking a picture of like the food that he had, but I don't know. I feel like most of the pictures that are taken by idols, like selfies that are taken by idols, they're literally just like in front of a like white wall with them doing like this or something. I don't know. I'm just like, I love seeing ya, but do we need like 50 bajillion selfies? You know, I don't know. Sorry, let me go ahead and let's get started on the next one, okay? Oh my gosh, I just looked at the people next to them. The ones that you can't make out anything are not as creepy. The ones like this dude right here, where you can like see his lips and his nose and make out all of that. Ooh, that's spooky. Oh, he couldn't quite help that little nose scrunch. I was also about to say in the other one that I'm not always a huge fan of in music videos when somebody's like mouth barely moves when they're lip syncing to their verse, you know, and it's like they're trying to be cool and trying to just like, I'm not a huge fan of that, because I'm like, that almost doesn't seem, that to me seems more like you're lip syncing, which obviously they do. That's how you do music video shoots. I get that, but I'm like, it just seems, I don't know, I'm not a huge fan when there's just like the slightest of lip movements. But I like a little snarl and a little nose crunch, enunciation, and like it actually looking like they're actually singing or rapping while filming the music video. I know it's done for aesthetic and for like character, you know, sometimes, but I'm not always the biggest fan. So I kind of like this because even though the rest of his face is very blank, the same with Hans, he still is like moving his lips, like opening his mouth and moving his lips to all of the words that he is singing, which is why you can see he did have the like slight little nose scrunch, even though he's supposed to be keeping his face pretty still. I like that. Sorry. Han is always plenty expressive. He says that.
Okay.
Must be freezing.
우리는 조금 더 조금 크게 가자.
Cool. Sorry. He just looked. Sorry. Like the first thing that popped into my head when I saw that was like, cool. He looked really cool.
봐봐. 텍스처 너무 좋아. 서로.
미쳤다. I think these were my favorite scenes that were done in this like abandoned building. The like walk up. And the bone breaking.
촬영하러 왔냐고요? 차도 알잖아요.
He's like, duh.
뮤비 촬영하러 왔는데 무대에서 원래 이거 콘서트 투어 때 공개하려고 한 건데 좀 뮤비로 담겼으면 어떨까 생각해서
I guess kind of like their
유닛들마다 다
Taste, Sriracha,
뮤비를 열심히 찍고 있어요. 네, 저희는 좀
Can't Stop.
아주
You
힙한
Can't Stop?
버전으로
No. Can't
많이
Stop.
담겨진 노래고 우리가 그동안 성장한 만큼 많이 쌓인 만큼 뭘 얻었는지 이제 가사로 표현하려고 하는 거예요. 우리가 이미 열심히 다 같이 스키즈 노래 함께 하면서 얻은 게 너무 많고 그만큼 잘 이제 가사로 표현했고 이 노래도 많은 스테이한테 공유가 될 거니까 많이 기대해주세요. 일단 한이랑 같이 하기로 했고요. 그 이유는 1세대 아니면 2세대처럼 있었던 래퍼 그 조합? 그래도 이번에 우리만의 새롭게 좀 그런 조합을 만들고 하려고 해요. 기대해주세요.
Okay, sorry. My memory card filled up. Let's start. Restart. Continue. Like that. Like he's in front of just like a cement building and you can't even tell that it's a building. So he's just in front of a wall, just going like this. You know what I mean? I'm like, at least maybe have somebody else take a picture of you in front of like the full set or something.
그 옛날에 미러라는 곡을 찍을 때 제일 추웠어요. 진짜 추웠어요. 잘하고 있어 할 때 좀 추웠고요. 이거 그냥 진짜 멋있는 노래 만들자. 그냥 투어다고 딱 하나였어요. 콘서트든 뭐 음원이든 무대든 그냥 들었을 때 표정에서 이런 거 나오고.
It sure did with me.
사람들이 없을 때막 이럴 수 있는데 사람들 많을 때는 이렇게 됐잖아요. 사람들 없을 때 많을 때는 약간 이렇게 됐어요. 그냥 좋은 곡 만들자고 키워드였어요. 하여튼 믹스랑 하니까 힙합을 싹 건드리고 저는 진짜 오랜만에 랩을 했어요. 팀곡 빼고 랩을 한 걸 진짜 오랜만이에요. 모르겠어요. 그냥 내 개인적인 취향인데 감성적인 노래나 아니면 빠른 템포의 밴드곡이나 감성적인 힙합이나 아니면 좀 멜로디컬한 랩이나 그런 거면 내가 의미를 줄 수가 있는데 이런 곡에는 굳이 큰 의미를 주는 것보다 그냥 들었을 때 와 얘 잘한다, 와 이 노래 좋다가 나와야 저는 멋있는 곡이라고 생각을 하거든요.
But that won't stop me.
좋습니다. 뒤에서 두 번으로 잠깐만요.
전자는 아시죠? 왜냐면 추운 거는 추운 걸로 끝나는데 더운 거는 간지러운 거 같이.
No, I would much rather wear a big like puff coat in the
나는
heat.
차라리 추운 게 나. 그리고
I would not rather be
추운
cold.
거는 빨리
Absolutely
이제
not.
들어가서 빨리 따뜻하게 할 수가 있는데 겨울은 생각보다 금방 안 내려.
I think both of them are uncomfortable. Like you can't really do anything because they're not asking. They're saying, would you rather have a sleeveless top in the cold, freezing temperatures, like in which you are at a point in which you can't just go and get warm, you know, or would you rather have like a big coat in the heat in which you are going to be hot? I, living in Georgia, am used to being hot quite a bit from like May until October. So I'm like, I'm used to that. But it's when it's like freezing cold and you just feel like you can't do anything and your muscles are all tense and everything's just like, no. I would much rather be sweating. Who would you go with to a scary place like this set? Lino.
리나우랑 하면은 안 무서워요. 일단 덜 무서울 것 같아요. 그 형이 이제 이런 뭐냐 패가나 그런 거 덜 무서워할 것 같아서 나 지켜줄 것 같고.
You just gotta stare at him.
호들갑 호들.
Sure.
저번에 그쪽에서 알았어. 스키즈 코드 했을 때. 진짜. 믹스는 그냥 조용히.
He just quietly fades away.
갑자기 부어하고 나서는 이게 부러질 것 같은데 마네킹처럼 안 하고 하면 잘 것 같긴 한데 그냥 좀 잠자리만 편하면은 잘 수 있을 것 같긴 한데 그냥
I'm excited because I'm hoping that they're gonna do these songs for their tour and for their show in Atlanta. I was initially a little when I heard that they were coming out with these unit songs. I was like, oh, so they're gonna switch over to those unit songs rather than doing their solos for their tour, like from now on. And I was a little upset about that because y'all know, Hold My Hand holds a very special place in my heart, and I love that song so much. And so I was looking forward to possibly seeing Han performing Hold My Hand, whereas now I think they have switched over. Instead of doing their solo songs, they're now doing these duo songs. So I initially was a little upset about that, but I am excited about the possibility of seeing this. I still don't like fully know. I feel like they could still change up their set between now and June, but if they are still performing these songs, I am excited about the possibility of seeing this song, as well as Escape and Cinema and Burnin Tires. I will get over my not being able to see Han perform Hold My Hand.
야 맛있겠다. 야 맛있겠다. 아닌 것 같은데.
나는 그런 말에 당하지 않아.
근데 뭐 음식이
갈갈하지. 이게 뭐가 매워. 이런 먹어야지.
His skirt. Yeah. Wait, is he only drinking the tea?
어떻게 나와요? 잠깐만. 아이고 목이 너무 안 돼.
It's really weird. With one with like the dilated pupil and the other not. That's freaky.
와, 너무 노숙해질 수 있는데. 아, 예지 않았어.
You're like kind of overstimulating me a bit. There you go. He's eating something too.
국물 딱 때리고.
이게 나도 먹어야지. 꼭 드세요. 진짜 생각보다 맛있어요.
I sketch visions of my future, but sometimes the wrong shakes and I paint a picture. I feel like a failure, a loser, but oh my God, reminds me I'm human and how I keep on moving, living real like Truman. I'm big Truman. We're all saying.
예비 끝났고요.
I was just about to try doing that with my voice. But my voice was like, my throat was like, absolutely not. I was like behind my sleeve. I was about to start trying to say Truman the way that he said it. But nope. My body's like, chill out.
날숨 기다렸어. 아니야. 근데 금방 끝나요. 끝나던데요. 끝날 거야. 진짜 끝난다니까요. 기도할게요. 감사합니다. 그 정도 해드릴 수 있어요. 오늘 너무 고생했습니다. 너무 어떻게 나왔으니까 굉장히 많이 기대해주세요. 진짜 열심히 해보겠습니다. 파이팅! 아, 좋았다. 야, 여기는 석화가 있네요.
고맙습니다. 안녕.
Cool, that was fun. Now let's watch the video. I like went to touch my laptop like it was a touch screen. This one's not. I do have another, my personal laptop. This is also, I'm acting like I'm in like a corporate world. I have a laptop that I film and edit on, which is like a gaming laptop. I don't recommend. I don't recommend. Do you see this big old battery? Hold on. It's got this like big old battery pack. Okay, is this not the biggest laptop battery that you've ever seen? Ugh, it's so not portable. Like at all. Which is what made me get another laptop, because I was like, I need like a portable laptop that I can like move around with. It's much better and it's much smaller. Isn't it so cute? It's like the size of my chest. But even this is a couple years old, and you know how appliances and electronics are nowadays. They want you to pay more money to replace them more often, so they make them not to last. So let me just throw mine. I threw it onto a soft bed though, okay? I don't even know what started that. Oh, but that laptop is touchscreen, and it has one of those like flip, you can like flip the top to make it kind of like a tablet. But I lost the stylus. It came with a stylus, I lost it literally within the first month after I bought it. It disappeared in my room somewhere and I never found it. And then when we moved out of that house, because I bought it when we were at our other house, when we moved out, I was like, oh, maybe I'll actually finally find it. Never did. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I like threw it away. I probably did. That's why I can't have nice things. Anyways, let's move to the next one. This is taking me so long. I was like, oh yeah, these are 8 to 12 minutes. Like, this will take me, this will be so quick. And then I have some kind of like tangent that I go on in between each one. And then I kind of forget that I'm doing multiple ones. So after each of these, I have almost said, all right, that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. And then I'm like, oh wait, I got another one. I'm gonna also chalk that up to not being all the way here. Because I've been sick twice in the last like week and a half. So I'm gonna say I still have sick brain. I'm kind of wondering if he's wanting to keep his hair this short for a little while, because you know he kept the long hair for like a long time. So I'm kind of wondering if he's now wanting to keep short hair for a while. I saw a video, I think, of them in, where were they? They were in Brazil, right, recently on their tour. And I feel like his hair had grown out quite a bit. So I'm wondering if he's trying to grow it out or if he's just gonna get it cut again. I'm not gonna lie, I do prefer, personally, I prefer him with longer hair. I feel like he's enjoying having the short hair, and he looks great with short hair as well. But I kind of wonder what his thought process is. If he's like, yeah, that was fun, I liked doing it, but you know, maybe let's get back to maybe like Motley Crue Hyunjin, or if he is like, okay, it's getting long again, let's cut it again. You know what I mean? I think it was a cool look for this video. I do. That's the best thing to do in front of a fire. Warm up and zone out. I had people explain this to me, so I'm good. I'm good now. Kind of.
약간의 신생 야생 늑대 그런 느낌이라.
I feel like Hyunjin is the type that would overact rather than underact, which I would rather have. I'm not saying that that's what he's doing, but I can 100% see him having to be pulled back a little bit by directors rather than being like, okay, we need to see a little bit more. Let's get a little bit more from you. I 100% see him being like, either it's done like perfectly or like a little bit over acting, you know? But like I said, I would rather, even if I'm watching a movie and, you know, watching something that like you can tell is not the highest quality movie or TV show that you've ever seen, but I would rather have somebody who's kind of overacting than is like not acting enough, you know, and looks like they're reading from a script, you know what I mean? So again, not necessarily saying that he was overacting in this, but like I said, I could see him like in different takes, directors having to be like, okay, like back off just a little bit, you know, just a little bit less. Oh. That is something you'd miss your hair though with. Keeping your ears warm. Give him a hat. Oh, he's got a hood. I was just about to say, oh, I haven't seen Chan side profile. There he is. This is another one that I'm kind of like, it's a little awkward in order for you to get this like really cool result, you know?
Come with me, let's escape now.
Does it say beverage $13.79? Does it say it's $13.79? Beverage $13.79, delivery free for a beverage. $13 for a beverage? Where is this? That's not like gas station prices.
슬펐어. 우와. 와, 그림 너무 슬프다. 슬펐어. 우와. 짱 슬픈데? 좀 어떻게 알아, 이 머리 가지고.
항마의 손짓만 가져갈 이유가 많네. Like magic, 이 시간을 멈춘 장면. 네 앞에서 도망가자. Hold my hand. 뜨겁게 날 태우며 차가워지는.
안녕하세요. 강박 디턴즈.
예, 강박 리턴즈.
강박 2입니다.
저희가 이제 이 곡으로 남은 투어를 진행을 할 예정입니다.
맞습니다. 무대도 아주 멋있고 임팩트 있게 준비하는 중이고
맞습니다.
오늘 어쨌든 곡에 맞고 그리고 또 저랑 현진이 그런 그 시너지를 보여줄 수 있는 그런 촬영인 것 같은데 전 너무 재밌을 것 같아요.
네. 분위기 너무 좋고 또 오늘 무대 자체가 저희가 지금까지 보여줬던 그런 거랑 살짝 달라서 되게 많이 나는 그리고 굉장히 진짜 러한 느낌이라서
맞아요.
멋있게 나왔어요.
제 기억에 남는 액팅이나 장면은
저는 방금 딱 뒤에 유리 깨지면서
그치.
찬이가 나랑 이렇게 약간 격투였지.
격투 거의 뭐 레슬링이었지.
네, 멋있게 나올 거예요.
네, 저거.
있었으면 한번 더 잘할 것 같은데. 되게 잘 잘하시네. 네, 이제 조금 더 표정이 완전 웃으면서. 액팅은 좀 어쨌든 자기야. 그렇게 가볼까요? 근데 액팅은 다들 표정만 되게.
Looking like the rest. That reminds me of whenever I used to work at an animal hospital and we did baths. I was a kennel assistant, but we would do baths as well. And whenever we would get dogs like Great Pyrenees or Huskies or anything like that who had like a thick undercoat, we had kind of something like that. It was a blow dryer that had like a wall unit that had a little hose that you turned it on, and it came out of the like hose. It almost looked like a vacuum hose, but instead of sucking in, it blew air out, so you could quickly and efficiently blow dry a dog. And so we would use that, but for those dogs that had thick undercoats, the hair would just go like all over the place. So I always kept the door closed that was in between, because the room that we did our baths in was the grooming room, because we also had a groomer. it was the grooming room, and then there was a door, and then it was the treatment area for like where the dogs were like hospitalized or any of the treatments were done. And so I would always close that door, but if you would be on the other side looking through the window of that, you would just see like all of this hair just floating all over the place whenever I would be blow drying out a dog like that. And then I would have hair all over me, so I would always do that afterwards. I would always do that afterwards when I was done, when they were in a drying cage. I would take it to myself and I would just I'm so full. I've been like looking at them, all of these videos. Why does Chan look taller than Hyunjin here? Yeah, it's just the way you're standing. Let me look at Chan's. I was gonna say, let me look at Chan's shoes.
Mixtape 뮤직비디오 촬영 제 컷은 끝나가지고요. 너무 추워서 빨리 가볼게요. 안녕. 강박투는 아니고 강박투지 어떻게 보면. 근데 또 저랑 현진이 조합으로 또 소화할 수 있는 그런 무드들 또 촬영할 수 있고 많은 분들한테 또 보여줄 수 있어서 좀 설레고 그래서 되게 엄청 몰입하면서 촬영했던 것 같아요.
You can tell he was like
사실
locked in.
하고 근데 뭔가 제가 F여서 그런지 아니면 N이어서 그런지 모르겠어요. 저랑 현지 둘 다 NF잖아요. 근데 되게 몰입하면서 했어요. 어느 정도의 몰입이냐, 저는 이제 스토리를 좀 보면은 뭔가 좀 짠해요. 근데 진짜 현지랑 같이 있는데 뭔가 좀 짠하더라고요. 아무튼 재밌었습니다. 색다른 경험이었어요. 결과물이 어떨지 모르겠지만 결론은 재밌었다. 아무튼 저는 이만 가고 있습니다. 봐요.
Cool. Yeah, that was fun. I think that one was when I was most looking forward to seeing kind of the behind the scenes. It just really goes to show how much editors do as well. Just when you see how much editors do as well as just camera people, like an entire crew, you know? Because like I said, there are so many things that to me just look awkward while you're doing it. But when you have like the right camera person at the right angles, the right editor doing all these different effects, and you have, you know, the right artists who are doing what they're supposed to be doing in front of the camera as well, it just magic, but also not. But you know what I mean. Last one, cinema, which somebody explained it to me as well. Sorry, I know sometimes I would say typically I'm not the smartest person, but I do consider myself to be pretty smart and observant, etc., etc. But for some reason, when it comes to interpreting art, I'm not the best. I'm just not. And I don't necessarily see like any kind of art, like literature, drawings, paintings, music videos, things like that. I'm not the best at interpreting any kind of like meaning, whether it's hidden or not. I'm not the best at it. and I definitely understand and I see my shortcomings when it comes to that. So I try not to be like super dense when it comes to these reactions, because I don't want to make myself seem stupid or like unintelligent, because like I said, ordinarily I consider myself a pretty semi-intelligent, observant person, but when it just comes to interpretation of art, I'm not the best at it. So I do appreciate your patience, and I appreciate people kind of explaining things to me in the comments. This is one of the reasons why I kind of stopped reading lyrics at the beginning and kind of stopped trying to interpret, because I felt silly and I felt stupid. And you know, I would sometimes go to like kind of, I guess, AI generated websites that would kind of give an interpretation, and I would have so many people that like it, and it was an interpretation that made sense to me, and I was like, yeah, I can see that, and I can see where this is happening, and and then I would have people in the comments that are like, that's so not what that's about, you should stop doing that. And so I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. So I do appreciate people who are patient with me and who kind of without judgment explain things in the comments to me, because I can definitely see it once it's said to me. You know, I can understand it and I can follow it when people explain stuff to me, but I can't always come to that conclusion on my own or interpret it on my own. So I do appreciate it, and there are things that like, and I have a good memory too, a pretty good memory, and so if people are like, during this, when this happened, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah. That's how I end up being whenever I read people's comments explaining stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah. Oh right, that's why he did that. Oh my gosh, yes, that makes so much sense. So I do appreciate it. And I'm sorry if it seems like, I'm sorry if you ever get like frustrated with me when I'm trying to explain stuff and I'm just not quite hitting the nail on the head, you know what I mean? So I apologize, but I sometimes like to try. Other times I'm like, I'm not even gonna try with this. Y'all just tell me what it means. And then sometimes I do actually try to exercise this little noggin, and I try, but I know sometimes I get it really wrong. Thank you for those. I think for both Escape as well as for Cinema, who kind of explained things to me, because I think these were more of the kind of storyline heavy music videos, so I appreciate it. So let's move on to Cinema. That'll be our last one. Got it.
이제는 시네마 시작을 웅장하고 명쾌하게 알리는 목소리로 이게 시작을 해보면 어떨까 생각을 하는 작업이에요.
I don't know how realistic it is, but I did like their whole like heavy on the blush, like windswept kind of looking face, like frosty kind of makeup that they had this entire thing.
승민이랑 저랑 같이 작업한 시네마라는 곡은요, 지금 무대에서 노래할 수 있으면 그런 감사한 마음과 감정을 담은 굉장히 웅장한 사운드와 감성적인 발라드의 곡입니다.
액션! 너무 좋아요. 네. 감사합니다.
That coat, I'm trying to imagine it like as a full coat, like When would you wear that?
누굽니까? 아니를 말하는 거 한번 던지고? 너무 좋아요. 이런 건 없었지. 그냥 장난치고 네. 네. 너무 좋다. 네. 너무 좋다. 네.
Hi, Thomas.
오늘 잘했다고 줄 두들기고 그래.
I knew that was coming. I was like, don't ever give Lino permission to put his hands on someone.
오늘 민호 형이랑 우리 누나 뮤직비디오 촬영 시작했고요. 뭔가 황폐화된 헤어에서 찍고 있는데 전 컨셉이 온 세상이 무너져도 헤어가 되고 끝까지 무대를 노래하겠다는 디스토피아적인 컨셉을 담고 있고요. 올겨울 중 가장 추운 날씨라고 하는데
Oh my gosh, I'm so cold just hearing that. We've had days, today is April 8th, and the high today is only 63. It's gotten up into the 80s. Like last week, it got up into the 80s. So this is a bit of we had like lows in the 30s last night. So we're like, dang. Because usually, I feel like over the last couple years we've had a somewhat mild spring, you know, where it's been like in the 70s, maybe low 80s. But this year we've already had temperatures in the 80s, like in the mid 80s, like low mid 80s. But then all of a sudden we got like a little bit of a like cold snap where, like I said, it got down to like the 30s overnight. And it only got up to 63 right now. Or today, I think right now it's 59 degrees. But I'm like, I'm cold. I'm already kind of cold. And then you put these guys up here, like in what, 20-degree weather? Absolutely not. They do have room. Somebody said in the comments, like, one of the things they were bothered by with this video was them having all their stuff on the top of their car when there was a lot of room inside the car. I will say, seeing this, they do have quite a bit of stuff in their trunk in the back of their car, but they did have room for more. You could have packed inside the car a little bit more before moving to the top, especially with instruments. I love how they're not even playing the song as they're filming this.
거기가 딱 힘들어서 제가 걸어드릴 거예요. 땡기시고
he can even reverse.
처음에 운전면허 땄을 때 여기저기 생각이 오랜만에 형이 운전하는 경운기가 잘 탔어요. 은영이랑 같이 이번에 예능 무대를 참여해야 한다는 소식을 들었을 때 같이 한번 새로운 노래를 힘내봐야겠다 생각해서 조금 운전하고 스타디오 곡을 갖고 왔습니다.
당겨. 시작 당겨. 액션. 하나 둘 킥. 밀어서 됐어.
And if that were me, I would have the sweater that's around the waist actually on my body. But I know it's fashion.
승민이 하늘 오빠 더 약간 소리 한번.
I'm saying, get these guys in a movie.
나고 하이파이.
Hear the light shines again, ending credits going up. You and my name together on it with the final curtain call. And the night after night, when you cannot find your way, I'll be waiting. Welcome to our cinema.
민호 형과의 뮤직비디오가 이제 촬영 끝을 향해 달려가고 있습니다. 꼭 중간중간에 영화적인 요소들을 많이 넣었어요. 제가 이번에 민호 형이랑 스타디움에서 유니폼을 부르게 됐다 딱 들었을 때 떠오른 게 시네마, 영화관, 영화적인 요소들을 무대에 좀 녹여보고 싶어서 그 주제를 가지고 멜로디를 만들고 가사를 좀 붙여봤는데 곡이랑 또 이 영상이랑 잘 어울리게 촬영이 되고 있는 것 같아서 되게 뿌듯하고요. 이 곡을 들어주시는 분들과 그런 서로의 존재가 있으므로 한편의 영화가 완성되는 과정을 되게 담았고요. 제가 그동안 노래를 해오면서 느꼈던 매 순간순간을 가사에 좀 담으면서 영화의 명장면처럼 이렇게 녹여 들어가기 바라면서 작업을 했고 또 지금 영상을 찍고 있습니다. 들어주시는 분들 그리고 봐주시는 분들한테 마음이 전달됐으면 좋겠습니다. 기억에 남을 하루입니다. 지금 촬영하다가 스피커 선도 얼어가지고 노래 중간에 꺼지고 와 마지막에 공연장에 그려진 모습을 좀 생각을 하면서 썼던 부분이 가사에 엔딩 크레딧 going up 이라는 가사가 나옵니다. 막이 내리고 영화가 끝나는 순간에 많은 사람들의 이름, 너와 나의 이름들이 쭉 크레딧이 올라가면서 그런 명장면을 회상하는 그 모습을 생각을 하면서 썼던 것 같아요. 됐습니다. 됐습니다. 운전도 해주고
노래실 준비할게요.
물건도 챙겨주고 영하 11도 날씨에 굉장히 추웠지만 그래도 열심히 아침부터 밤늦게까지 했습니다.
Was that really the temperature, or is he being like, is he exaggerating? Is that really the temperature, or was he exaggerating? Because oh my gosh. Absolutely. You would not find me outside in -11 degrees temperature. No. No. I've always wondered, why is it, because I was looking at the Korean subtitles for that last little bit, and when they said words in English, they put them up in English. So, but I've noticed that they do that a lot. Whenever there are, like if there are performances, like in-net performances, sometimes they'll have the Korean subtitles, and the English words will be in English on the subtitles as well. But I'm like, but if you have people who are reading the Korean subtitles and who speak Korean and don't speak English, would they not need those English words translated into Korean, into, you know? Like, why don't they have the English words in Korean? They have the English words in English. Just, I've always wondered that. Anyways, that was wonderful. I keep saying, put all these guys in a movie, in a TV, in a series. I'll take a series. That was wonderful. I enjoyed watching that. I think I will definitely try to do the making films, react to those as they come out again, like I used to, because I always enjoy watching the behind the scenes. Looking forward to seeing them perform these songs, and looking forward to seeing what comes next. I don't know exactly, like I said, I don't have a Twitter. I technically do. I technically, or X. Kind of refuse to. Don't want to be on there. But, so I don't necessarily stay up to date on what's happening and the things that are going on, and I a lot of times don't find out about stuff until like they're posted and I see them on my homepage on YouTube. That's a lot of times how I find out that stuff is out, is I see it there. I don't really find out about it beforehand. So if there's anything coming up that y'all know about and you're like, hey, on this date, this is coming out, let me know. That is going to be it for today's video. Oh my gosh, I feel this coming on. This hasn't happened yet, and so I've been okay. I've been okay with like slight congestion and a scratchy throat, I'm good with. But when this starts happening, when that like feeling happens in my nose, that like goes up my nose and into my eye and makes my eyes start watering, I hate that feeling so much. And then my eye like swells shut. I hate that so much. I was hoping to avoid that this wasn't like a full cold. It was maybe just, I don't know. But I kind of can feel it a little bit coming. That is going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye y'all.